Over 60? Then there's a common mistake many older adults make, one that seems helpful, but quietly works against you. I'm talking about protein powders. Now don't get me wrong, some powders can help, especially for athletes. But for most older adults, they're not just ineffective, they're incomplete. They rush through your system, leave your muscles underfed, and often trigger bloating, discomfort, or worse, false confidence that you're doing enough to stay strong. I'm Dr. Jonathan Hale. For over 30 years, I've helped older adults build strength, balance, and confidence using the smartest, simplest tool of all, real food. Because here's the truth. Your muscles don't need more hype. They need the right support. Gentle, steady, complete nutrition, delivered by whole foods your body knows how to use. Today, I'll show you 8 natural foods that outperform protein powder. Foods that protect muscle, improve recovery, reduce inflammation, and cost less than most supplements. But before we begin, if you care about staying strong, steady, and independent well into your 70s and 80s, this channel is for you. Click like, so YouTube shows you more helpful videos like this. Hit subscribe to join a growing community of older adults reclaiming their strength naturally. And leave a comment below. What's one food you rely on for staying strong? Now, ready to find out the first food that beats protein powder? Let's begin with one of the most overlooked muscle-protecting foods in the grocery store. Ricotta cheese. Not Greek yogurt, not cottage cheese. Ricotta. This soft, creamy cheese holds a powerful secret. It contains the highest natural concentration of whey protein of any whole food. But here's the difference. The whey in ricotta is undenatured. That means it hasn't been stripped, isolated, or overheated like in most powders. It's surrounded by the healthy fats, minerals, and enzymes your body needs to actually use that protein. Within 30 minutes of eating it, your muscles receive a clear biological signal. Stop breaking down, start building up. That's because ricotta is rich in leucine, the amino acid scientists call the muscle switch. Just 1 cup contains about 3 grams, enough to activate muscle protein synthesis in older adults almost instantly, and it doesn't stop there. Ricotta also delivers albumin, a highly efficient protein your body can absorb almost completely. No waste, no bloat, no digestive stress. The calcium in ricotta? It comes in the form of calcium lactate, absorbed faster and more gently than any supplement. Essential not just for bones, but for every muscle contraction you make. Think of ricotta like a silent security guard. The moment it enters your system, it starts defending your muscles from age-related breakdown. Margaret, 72, once told me, "I thought it was just dessert, but ever since I started having a few spoonfuls after lunch, I've noticed my legs don't feel like jelly anymore." You can mix it with berries, spread it on toast, or stir it into soups. No blender, no chalky taste, just simple, delicious strength. But to build on that momentum, you'll need the help of a surprising ally that's been unfairly feared for decades. Whole eggs, yes, with the yolk. For years, we were told to toss the yellow center. Too much cholesterol, they said. Too rich, too risky. But science has turned that advice on its head, because now we know the yolk is where the real power lies. Let's break it down. Each egg contains about 6 grams of high-quality protein, including leucine, the same amino acid found in ricotta that triggers muscle building. But here's the kicker. When you eat the whole egg instead of just the whites, your body builds up to 40% more muscle, according to research from the University of Illinois. Why? Because the yolk contains key coactors: choline for nerve-muscle communication, vitamin D for strength, and vitamin A for protein synthesis. Think of the egg as nature's perfect muscle kit. The white is the structure, the yolk is the toolbox. Even more remarkable, eggs help support natural hormone production. That includes testosterone and other anabolic hormones that often decline with age. And the cholesterol? For most people, it helps, not harms, your hormonal balance. And don't forget, they're gentle, poached, soft-boiled, or scrambled in olive oil. Eggs are easy on aging digestion. Ready in minutes, versatile at any meal, and endlessly customizable. Robert, 70, told me, I started having 2 eggs with spinach every morning. Within 2 weeks, my legs felt steadier getting out of bed. I didn't expect that from breakfast. So whether it's a veggie omelet, a soft-boiled egg with toast, or simply hard-boiled as a snack, whole eggs aren't just safe, they're strategic. Now, what happens when you pair all that muscle-building power with a sweet, juicy fruit that also boosts circulation and recovery? Watermelon. Yes, this refreshing summer fruit is more than just a sweet treat. It's one of the most powerful recovery boosters nature ever made. Here's why. Watermelon is packed with citrulline, an amino acid that your body converts into arginine and then into nitric oxide, a compound that widens blood vessels. The result? Better circulation, more oxygen and nutrients delivered straight to your muscles. Less soreness, faster recovery. One study found that drinking watermelon juice after exercise reduced muscle soreness by up to 40%. But even without intense workouts, this matters deeply for older adults. Why? Because blood flow naturally declines with age, and poor circulation means your muscles aren't getting what they need to stay strong. But watermelon doesn't stop there. It's also rich in lycopene, a potent antioxidant that shields muscle tissue from oxidative stress. Think of it as a protective barrier, guarding your cells while your body repairs itself. And here's something most people miss. Watermelon is loaded with potassium, even more than a banana per serving. That's key for preventing muscle cramps, improving balance, and supporting every contraction your muscles make. After any physical activity, even housework or a walk, your muscles need to refill their energy stores. And watermelon's natural sugars help replenish glycogen without the blood sugar spikes that come from processed and sweets. Some of my patients even juice the white part of the rind. It has even more citrulline than the red flesh. So whether you slice it fresh, blend it into a smoothie, or enjoy it chilled after a walk, this fruit works behind the scenes to protect your strength and speed your recovery. Now, let's round out that muscle support with a leafy green that fights cramps, feeds energy, and strengthens you from the inside out. I'm talking about spinach and kale, two simple vegetables you've probably had all your life, yet they're absolute lifesavers for aging muscles. Here's why. Both are rich in potassium and magnesium. Potassium keeps your muscles contracting and relaxing smoothly, while magnesium calms your nervous system and helps prevent cramps and restless legs. Think of potassium as the spark, and magnesium as the gentle hand that steadies the flame. Together, they keep your muscles firing on cue, without the misfires that cause pain. But there's another secret hiding in these greens. They're loaded with natural nitrates, compounds your body turns into nitric oxide, the same circulation booster you just learned about in watermelon. That means stronger blood flow, less fatigue, and better recovery with every serving. Research in the Journal of Nutrition found that older adults who regularly ate nitrate-rich vegetables like spinach had better walking speed and grip strength than those who didn't. Small habit, measurable difference. And here's the key. Cooking matters. Raw greens can be tough to digest, but steaming them lightly softens the fibers and unlocks more nutrients. Pair them with a drizzle of olive oil, and suddenly vitamins like A, K, and E become far more absorbable. I had a patient, Eleanor, 69, who dreaded gardening because every time she bent down, her calves cramped. We added a cup of steamed kale to her dinner 3 times a week. Within days, those cramps eased. By week 2, she told me, "Doctor, I can kneel and stand without that stabbing pain." It wasn't a pill. It wasn't a powder. It was a plate of greens. So whether you toss them in a soup, steam them with garlic, or blend them into a smoothie, these leafy vegetables help keep your muscles calm, steady, and ready for tomorrow. And if greens guard your balance, our next food from the sea rebuilds your strength from the ground up. Let's talk about canned salmon. I'm talking about canned salmon, one of the most overlooked yet complete foods for seniors who want steady strength. A single small can delivers about 25 grams of complete protein, every essential amino acid, ready to repair and build muscle. But the real magic is in what comes along with that protein. First, the omega-3 fatty acids. These aren't just heart healthy, they actually make your muscles more responsive to protein. That means you get more benefit out of every bite of salmon, every egg, every bean you eat. For seniors, that efficiency is priceless. Second, canned salmon is packed with vitamin D3, the exact form your body produces from sunlight. Low vitamin D is linked directly to weaker muscles, poor balance, and slower reflexes. Salmon offers a natural solution. No pills required. And here's a hidden treasure: the soft bones inside the can. Don't throw them away. They're full of calcium and phosphorus, in a form your body absorbs better than chalky tablets. Those minerals work hand in hand to strengthen bones and power muscle contractions. Even its pink color tells a story. That hue comes from astaxanthin, a powerful antioxidant that protects muscle fibers from everyday wear and tear. Less damage means faster recovery, even from simple tasks like walking or climbing stairs. The best part? Convenience. No prep, no cleanup. Just open the can, add a squeeze of lemon, and enjoy. Shelf-stable for years, budget-friendly, and deeply nourishing. I had a patient, George, 76, who often skipped meals because he didn't feel like cooking. We added 2 cans of salmon a week. Within a month, he told me, I feel like my legs belong to me again. That's the power of a simple pantry staple. And if salmon is your steady anchor, wait until you see what tiny sardines in olive oil can do. They may be small, but their impact is massive. Tiny, affordable, and often ignored, yet pound for pound, they may be the most efficient muscle food you can eat. One small tin gives you 23 grams of high-quality protein, perfectly balanced with every essential amino acid. But here's what makes sardines truly unique. They're usually packed in olive oil, and that combination creates a synergy powders could never match. The healthy fats in olive oil boost the absorption of vitamin D, a nutrient sardines already supply in abundance. Just 1 tin can give you up to 70% of your daily need. Critical for muscle strength, balance, and fall prevention. But sardines go further. They're one of the richest natural sources of CoQ10, the enzyme that fuels your cell's energy production. As we age, CoQ10 levels drop, and so does stamina. Sardines help restore that spark, so your muscles don't give up before you do. And then there are the soft, edible bones. Don't let them scare you. They're gentle, safe, and loaded with calcium and phosphorus in their most natural form. Every bite reinforces your skeletal system while powering your muscle contractions. Patients often tell me they feel a subtle difference after adding sardines, a steadier climb up the stairs, less trembling when standing from a chair. Little by little, strength returns. Convenience is another hidden gift. No cooking, no cleanup. Just peel back the lid, squeeze on some lemon, maybe mash them on whole grain toast or toss them into a salad. Shelf-stable, affordable, and deeply nourishing. When George, 76, added salmon to his diet, he regained confidence. When we added sardines twice a week, he said, "Doctor, it feels like my body found a second gear." That's the quiet power of these tiny fish. And while sardines fuel your daytime strength, the next food works overnight, feeding your muscles while you sleep. Let's talk about kefir. It's called kefir, a tangy fermented milk drink that's been used for centuries in Eastern Europe. To many, it looks like yogurt's cousin, but for your muscles, kefir is something far more powerful. Here's why. Kefir is rich in casein protein, a slow-digesting form of protein. Unlike fast-burning powders, casein forms a gentle gel in your stomach, releasing amino acids for up to 7 hours. That means when you drink kefir before bed, your muscles stay nourished all night, exactly when they're most at risk of breaking down. But kefir's power doesn't stop at protein. Fermentation pre-digests the proteins, breaking them down into smaller peptides your body absorbs with ease. For older adults with sensitive digestion, this makes kefir far gentler than powders or pills. Even more remarkable, kefir contains over 60 strains of probiotics and yeasts. These good bacteria don't just help your gut, they influence the gut-muscle axis, reducing inflammation, improving nutrient absorption, and even boosting energy production. And then there's vitamin K2, especially the MK7 form, which directs calcium to your bones and muscles. keeping it out of your arteries where it can do harm. Alongside natural magnesium and B vitamins, kefir helps your body relax, recover, and repair overnight. I remember Eleanor, 71, who told me she always woke up stiff and shaky. I suggested a small glass of kefir before bed. Within 2 weeks, she said, "Doctor, I wake up without that heavy wooden feeling in my legs." The beauty of kefir is its simplicity. No scoops, no mixing. Just pour, sip, and let nature do the work while you rest. And speaking of simple, our final muscle-saving allies are so small you could miss them. But inside, they hold a secret weapon against inflammation and aging. Let's talk about chia and flax seeds. These tiny seeds are packed with plant-based omega-3 fatty acids, especially ALA. For older adults, that's a big deal. Omega-3s fight chronic inflammation, the silent thief that slowly erodes muscle strength, even if you're eating enough protein. But that's just the beginning. Both seeds are rich in soluble fiber and prebiotics. They feed the good bacteria in your gut. And remember, the gut and muscles are deeply connected. A healthier gut means better digestion, better absorption, and stronger muscles. Here's something fascinating. Chia seeds absorb up to 12 times their weight in water. When soaked, they form a gel that soothes digestion and keeps you hydrated. I often tell my patients, think of chia as a cushion, softening the lining of your gut while protecting your muscles from the inside out. Flax seeds bring their own secret weapon, linons, plant compounds that support hormone balance and joint comfort. For women after menopause, this can make a real difference in fighting age-related muscle loss. And the best part? You don't need a lot, just 1 tablespoon a day, sprinkled over kefir, mixed into oatmeal, blended into soup, or stirred into yogurt, adds up to big changes over time. Margaret, 72, added a spoonful of ground flax to her evening kefir. Within a month, she told me her hands didn't ache in the mornings the way they used to. "It feels like oil in the gears," she said. Tiny? Yes, but mighty enough to defend your strength every single day. And now that you've seen all 8 foods that protect your muscles better than any scoop of powder ever could, let's bring it together. Because your next meal could be the turning point for your independence. Ricotta, eggs, watermelon, greens, salmon, sardines, kefir, and tiny seeds. Each one different, but all sharing a simple truth. They work with your body, not against it. And that's the heart of this message. Because for too long, older adults have been told the answer lies in tubs of powder, laboratory-made supplements, or expensive miracle shakes. But here's what most people don't realize. Protein powder is not a magic bullet. Yes, it contains protein, but it's stripped of the natural companions your body needs, the minerals, enzymes, fats, and antioxidants that make protein truly work. Think of it this way. Imagine listening to just one instrument, alone, trying to carry an entire symphony. That's protein powder. Now imagine hearing the full orchestra, strings, horns, drums, every part working together. That's whole food. Your muscles don't just need protein, they need synergy. They need the complete package. And only food provides that. Let's get practical. Digestibility. Most seniors who try powders complain about bloating, gas, or stomach upset. That's because isolated proteins are harder to process. Whole foods like ricotta or kefir are naturally balanced and often predigested. Easy on the stomach, easy on the gut. Absorption. Protein powders might boast 30 grams per scoop, but if your body can't absorb it, it's wasted. Whole eggs, salmon, sardines, they come with the cofactors that ensure protein gets used, not flushed away. Cost. A tub of powder can run $50, $70, sometimes more. For the same price, you could buy a week's worth of real food that fuels not just muscles, but bones, joints, digestion, and immunity. And here's the most important difference: results. Studies show seniors eating whole foods see measurable improvements in walking speed, grip strength, and balance within weeks. Meanwhile, protein powder often delivers little beyond empty calories. So here's the urgent truth. If you're over 60, ignoring muscle loss is not harmless. It's not just about looking strong. It's about staying independent. Unchecked muscle loss, what doctors call sarcopenia, leads to weakness, poor balance, and falls. And falls are the #1 reason older adults lose their independence. One misstep, one fractured hip, and the downhill slide begins. Less movement, more weakness, more dependence. I've seen it happen too many times, but I've also seen the opposite. I've seen seniors in their 70s regain strength by changing nothing more than what they put on their plate. I've seen men who thought they'd never garden again kneeling comfortably in the dirt. I've seen women who feared the stairs walking up with steady legs and a smile, not because of powders, not because of pills, because of food, real food, recognizable food, food your body knows how to use. So I want you to pause and think, which of these 8 foods could you add to your week? Today, could you stir a spoonful of ricotta into your breakfast? Crack 2 whole eggs tomorrow morning? Enjoy a slice of watermelon after your afternoon walk? Steam a cup of spinach for dinner? Pop open a can of salmon or sardines? Pour a small glass of kefir before bed? Sprinkle chia or flax over your cereal? It doesn't take all 8 at once. Just one change done consistently can tilt the balance back in your favor. Your muscles are waiting for the signal. They don't care about trends. They don't need shiny labels. They need nutrients delivered in the form nature intended. And remember, it's not just your muscles at stake. Strong muscles mean steady balance. Strong balance means fewer falls. Fewer falls mean independence, living on your terms, not in someone else's care. That's the real prize. For more than 30 years, I've worked with older adults. I've watched people lose strength when they trusted quick fixes, and I've watched people thrive when they embrace simple foods. Which path will you choose? I hope you choose the path of strength, independence, and dignity. And if you do, don't keep it to yourself. Click like so YouTube knows to show you more science-backed guidance like this. Hit subscribe to join our growing community of older adults who are reclaiming their strength naturally. And tell us in the comments, which of these 8 foods will you start with? Your story might be the one that gives someone else the courage to begin. Because here's my final message. It's never too late. Your body has not given up on you. Every meal is a chance to rebuild. Every bite is a choice toward strength. You don't need powders, you need food. Food that nourishes, food that heals, food that lets you stay strong, steady, and independent, well into your 70s, your 80s, and beyond. So take that step today. Open your fridge, your pantry, your plate. Choose one food, make it yours, and let your body remember what it feels like to be strong again. I'm Dr. Jonathan Hale. Thank you for joining me. And until next time, eat well, stay strong, and never let age decide what you can or cannot do.